Everybody, please give a warm welcome to Babs Jamboree.
All right. STDs, right? Sex could be perfect, you know? There wouldn't be anything to worry about, but STDs fuck everything up. You're supposed to have the talk, right? Everybody knows about the talk. It's very important. You should all be having it. At least a third of you have STDs, so you should definitely be having it. You know, get with somebody, you're like, hey, you know, when have you been tested last? Like, let's talk about this. Oh, you're good, I'm good, let's fuck. It's very important, it's very important. So, a little while back, I was fooling around with this guy, and it came the time for the talk, you know, and I was pulling off his pants, and I was like, so any surprises here? Anything I should know about? You know? And I'm like ready for the, no, I'm so clean, you too, let's fuck, you know? And then I get like a kind of a mumbled, oh, you know, I got some like bumps, contagious, it's not a big deal. It's like, man, that's so not the answer that I'm used to. I don't really know what to do with that answer. I planned what I was gonna say, and then I planned like being responsible, but I didn't plan for like, you know, that answer. And so I was like, I bet he's kidding. I bet he said non-contagious red bumps. So we fuck anyway. Oh no! The next morning I'm like, fuck. That was a mistake. Call him up. I'm like, hey, you remember when we were talking before we had sex? I'm gonna need to hear a little bit more about that. Let's go for like a walk. I don't know, talk about it. And I'm like, I need to know what that's called. You said non-contagious though, right? You know, he's like, no, I've had it for like 4 years. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure no, I haven't given it to anybody. You know, not that I know of. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, you're gonna need to tell me what that's called. And he's like, oh, I don't really want to. I don't really. No, you don't want it. And I was like, you have to. Okay, tell me now. And he's like, okay. It's called molluscum contagiosum. I was like, oh my God, is that like a Harry Potter like spell? Like, what the fuck? Contagiosum is part of the name? And he's like, you know, and he had absolutely no information for me. Typical. So I go home and I'm like I'm Googling. Some sites say that it's okay and it'll just go away. Some sites say that you'll have it for like 8 years and it'll ruin your sex life. Molluscum contagiosum is most common in toddlers and wrestlers. However, if you get it on your junk, it's an STD, especially if you give it to somebody else. Anyway, it's a skin virus. Looks like a pimple. Doesn't show up for like 7 weeks, so you're not really sure, you know. Anyway, 7 weeks later, they start to show up. And I'm so sad, but I'm like, it's okay, I can beat this. I can figure this shit out, right? Like, this isn't the end of the world. Attractive people have STIs or toddler diseases or whatever the hell this is, you know. But apparently you can pass it. It's like, you know, super contagious. So you can like pass it through like towels. You can pass it through like clothes if you wear more than once. Like your sheets, shit like that. Now it's kind of a low period in my life, as I just decided to sleep with someone who had an STD that he told me about. You might guess that. I'm living with my mother. And it says you should really tell your roommates about it if you get it. Now, my mom and I are pretty tight, but, you know, I just, like, really don't want to. And so, like, I wait until I actually, like, see a bump, and I'm like, all right, Mom, I gotta talk to you about something. You may be at risk. for molluscum contagiosum. And she's like, what's that? And I tell her, I give her the rundown, give her the lowdown, and she's pretty cool about it. You know, she goes out and like goes to Costco and gets like a bunch of paper towels. You know, we're like a paper towel household now. But you know, no more being earth friendly. I have to like air dry out of the shower for the most part. But part of my mom being hip to this whole thing is her being kind of a hypochondriac, and like every single day, more than once a day, she's like, what do you think this is? Do you think this is one? What do you think about that? Do I have it? Do you know? And like, no, she fucking doesn't have it, but like every single pimple, because they all look the same. Looks like an ingrown hair. Looks like a pimple. You'll never know until it covers your whole body. Which is what happened to me. Some people react really violently, and apparently I did. I didn't think I was immunocompromised, but I might be. Yeah, so I was covered pretty much head to toe, just like felt like a fucking leper. Like, it was really, really bad. I would have like, you have to be completely clothed at all times. Like, you could like hug somebody and like give it to them, you know? So I've got like long sleeves, I've got long pants, I've got like Band-Aids on my neck, you know, I'm like hand sanitizing. I'm just like going around like, don't look at me. You know, it's bad. Anyway, you know, I'm in the forums looking at other people who've got it, you know, commiserating and all that, and I don't know, I get on with my life. I keep going to the dermatologist, but it, you know, whatever, it persists. I try to lead a normal life as a molluscum-infected individual. Anyway, don't worry, it gets better, I promise. So, even though I'm like a total leper and I feel like a freak, I get asked out on a date. Because you can't tell just by looking at me. It's not covering my face. So just to like, you know, let you know. This beautiful woman asked me out on a date. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I should do it. I think I should go out on this date. I can't wait for this to be over. This could be my life. You know, I'm just going to have to learn to live with it. Be handicapped in this particular way. And so, you know, I try to get cute, try to feel kind of sexy, you know, as much as I can, you know, with like the long sleeves and warm weather and long pants and Band-Aids on my neck and everything. And we go out, and it's going really well. It's going really, really well. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to tell her. And so, you know, we're at a bar, and she's kind of made her way over to my side of the table. We're in a booth, you know. She starts touching my hair, you know, and I'm like, oh, this is really great. This is really horrible. And I'm like, I've kind of rehearsed like something to tell her, but like it just like doesn't quite come out. And I'm like, you know, you're not gonna believe this, but I have a flesh-eating virus, and you should stop touching me entirely. How do you feel about that? Can we keep dating? But she's actually really cool about it. And she's like, wow, your honesty is like really impressing me. I just want to keep touching your hair. And, you know, I got gonorrhea from a stripper once, so like, it's okay. She didn't tell me. You're already looking really good. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm so honest. I'm so great. She thinks I'm really hot, even though I'm a leper. So, so we go back to her house, and we're hanging out in the kitchen, just chatting, you know, getting kind of close. We're sitting at this like big 70s yellow linoleum table, and you know, since I do not have it on my face or my mouth, we make out. And it's pretty great. It's actually really, really great. And we're like up against the fridge, and we're like up against the table, and she's like on my lap in a chair, and it's so fucking hot. And I'm like, no, don't touch me there, but this is great. And then she kind of like backs up against this table, and she's kind of like, come over here, you know. All right, you know, yes. she kind of like gets up on the table, and I'm like, okay, I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this. And so I kind of like also like start to get up on the table. Soon as my weight gets on there, it just fucking breaks apart in half. And just like we crash to the ground, and there's just like plants and like pots, and there's like glasses of water, and there's like mail. There's so much mail all over us. And you know, because she's really cool, she's laughing it off. She's like getting the dirt out of her pants, you know. And you know, no one has been seriously injured, you know. Although the table wouldn't go back together, and that was like kind of an issue because it wasn't her table. But I was like, shit, this girl is really cool. She can like deal with my weird disease. She can deal with this like ridiculous clumsiness, and she still wants to see me. So we keep dating amazingly, you know, like I spill things wherever we go, but like she still thinks I'm really cool. I still have this molluscum Harry Potter business, and you know, it's going really great, you know, against all odds, things are going really well. Except that, you know, in the bedroom, things are a little frustrating. Don't get me wrong, it's fucking amazing, you know. She's naked, she's beautiful, and, you know, she gets a lot of attention. I'm in, like, yoga pants and, like, long sleeve shirts and, like, socks, being like, yeah, don't I look hot? And I'll be like, no, don't touch me there. Go wash your hands, please. Go wash your hands. So, like, I'm really trying to, like, be, you know, real safe. So I'm clothed all the time, and she's naked all the time. And we're enjoying ourselves, but like the tension and the frustration is really kind of mounting, you know. This is also the first serious relationship I've been in with a woman, so I'm like, oh, it's so close, you know, it's like almost. But, you know, I'm going to a dermatologist like every single fucking week. The way to get rid of this is you get to get multiple freezing treatments with liquid nitrogen all over your body. And it kind of goes away also on its own, but it also like self-spreads, so then it's like, whoa. But yeah, so it's actually going away. It's going away. Like, it's like not on my legs anymore. It's like not on my arms anymore. It's like I can wear a short sleeve shirt. Like, ooh, touch my arms, you know. And so it's like I'm wearing less and less clothing. It's getting better and better until finally it's gone. It's gone, and we've been dating for like 4 months, okay? We've been like really waiting for this. Like it's, you know, big night where I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this, baby. I'm gonna be naked, and you're gonna be naked. We're gonna have sex. Anyway, so this big important night comes, and it's really fucking amazing. I mean, like, the difference between wearing underpants and not wearing underpants. I don't know if any of you know, but it's like a lot. And it's just, oh, it's so fucking good. And, you know, it's going on for hours, you know. She turns out to be a very skilled individual in all areas, and I've never had so many fucking orgasms ever. And I'm just like, she's teaching me a lot of new things. And I'm getting pretty worn out. I'm getting pretty worn out here, and I'm just like mostly like this, just like puddle on the ground, you know. I'm just like, we're done. I haven't had sex in many months, and like this just like exploded my brain. I have very little control over my body parts at this point. But we're not done, because it's lesbian sex, and it can just go on forever. And so, you know, she like kind of like pulls me out of my little like pile on the ground, and she sits me on her face. I'm like, okay, all right, here we go. And I'm like, oh, it's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing again. I'm like, sure, what's another orgasm? You know, sure, yes. This is the most amazing night of my life. I am so happy right now. And just kind of like feeling it build and all that good stuff. And I'm just like, let it go. Just let it go. And I feel this beautiful release, and I like look down, and her eyes get really wide, and I'm like, oh no, she does not look happy. And she like turns her head and like spits out this like stream of liquid, and I'm like, that can't be good. That can't be good. And she's like, you just pissed in my mouth. My first thought is, no, I didn't! No! He's like, are you sure I didn't just like squirt or something cool like that? And she's like, I know what that tastes like. You did not. You did not just squirt in my mouth. You just pissed in my mouth. And I didn't just piss a little in her mouth. I pissed enough so that she had to swallow to not drown. Ah, man, I look so good in this story. So she's laughing and brushing her teeth, and I'm just like sitting, like staring at a wall, being like, no, God, no, please, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. This didn't happen. And she's like, yes, it did. Let's never do that again. She's like, I'm really glad that we did this, because, now I know I don't like it, and we'll never do it again. Oh, God. She's like, I don't think you're supposed to swallow that much urine, My stomach hurts a little bit. It's like, oh, I can still taste it, babe. I'm just like, no. Anyway, so, I had this, like, beautiful night, best night of my life, Moleskine was gone, beautiful, beautiful woman, and I literally pissed all over it. And the Moleskine came back the next day. Thank you!